How VR is used by psychologists to profile your personality, the next web. 20 years of the International Space Station, but was it? AlKhaleej Today. Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light Switch eShop file size revealed, Nintendo Life. Rebel Wilson personal trainer Jono Costano shares his top health and fitness tips, Daily Mail. Nicole Kidman recalls the most challenging part about her early days of Hollywood stardom, Daily Mail. Lee Kun-hee, force behind Samsung's rise, dies at 78 CP24. Toronto's breaking news. About 3% of Starlinks have failed so far, Universe Today. AlKhaleej Today. AlKhaleej Today. PlayStation Store Halloween Sale. Best PS4 horror game deals available right now, comicbook.com. Snowy and icy peaks with very different origins.